What's up, everybody? I want to tell you about Anchor. If you haven't heard about Anchor by Spotify, it's one of the easiest ways to make a podcast with everything you need all in one place. Let me explain. Anchor has tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. When hosting Anchor on Anchor, you can distribute your podcast on listening platforms like Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and more. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. And best of all, Anchor is totally free. So download Anchor, the app, or go to anchor.fm to get started. And I'm a veteran, so let's hear some more military cadences. What's up, family? Your girl is back with some more news you can lose or use. So, what do I even want to talk about? Because you know me, I'm very selective on what is even worth repeating. Let's see. Herschel Walker had another undercover baby comes out. Matthew Perry in his article says that Keanu Reeves is why Heath Ledger is dead. What's the deal with that? Matthew Perry takes aim at Keanu Reeves. Why Heath Ledger is dead, but Reeves still walks among us. Wow, that was kind of messed up. Yeah. Somebody said you really got to be a shit person to come after Keanu Reeves. Keanu is the purest soul in Hollywood. It is like booing Jesus. Someone said Matthew Perry dumping on Keanu Reeves is a joke. Keanu has had his series of personal tragedies, death of fiance, unborn child, sister dying of cancer, etc. Yet he rises above it to be kind and generous human being. And then there's Matthew Perry, who's a self-indulgent tool. So yeah, Matthew Perry was trying to get some sympathy because he's got an addiction and all this, and then in this whole thing tries to take shots at Keanu. And Keanu is a cool dude. Like, why are you bothering Keanu? He don't bother nobody. He still rides public transportation. Like, what's the deal with that? Let's see what else is going on. The Nets are playing the Bucks right now, and the Bucks beat them 110-99. Steve Nash was ejected for the first time as a head coach. The coach met with media to discuss the ejection and more. So, yeah, they won. Venmo Me is trending on Twitter. If you guys have Venmo, they give away people money for $10,000. I've never played this, but yeah, I don't know. I'd feel weird like sharing my Venmo on Twitter, but that's just me. Let's see why Andre the Giant is trending. Scientists at Stanford University have reconstructed this 3D model of how Joseph, the husband of Mary, and the mother Jesus Christ must have looked, and they made him look like Andre the Giant. And yesterday, Mary looked like Lady Gaga. So I don't know who is doing these reconstructions, but interesting. I don't know if you guys watch Married at First Sight, but all the couples did their things if they're staying together, and two couples stay together, two couples didn't. Womp. I mean, this series, I think in the whole series, there's only been like maybe 7. So I'm not even going to get into those people because I don't know if this is true, but Kanye was escorted out of Skechers after he arrived unannounced, and they had no intention of working with him. I don't know if that's a thing to make news, because you know what? Every day we talk about Kanye. Elon Musk arrived today in Twitter headquarters bringing a kitchen sink. So interesting. So expect some shakeups because he is in the office now. It's going to be an interesting situation over there because Elon is definitely a different kind of boss. So interested to see if he lets Trump back on Twitter. Yeah. Let's get into more news. So the family of the St. Louis school shooter sought help. His family took additional steps to help prevent the trouble, including having police take his firearm away, yet tragedy still unfolded. That's sad. I mean, they were aware he had issues and they tried to get help. And I don't know, maybe this will pass something to where people will take it serious when, people are threatening to do stuff. Authorities are actively investigating after a woman claims her late father was a prolific serial killer. This is out of Iowa. In a rural area where a woman claimed her late father disposed of dozens of bodies of people he killed decades ago. We're actively investigating this, and who wouldn't? We have a scene, but we don't know whether it's a crime scene. We don't have victims' bodies, nothing. The search follows a Newsweek article quoting Lucy Studi, who claimed her father, Donald Studi, killed 50 to 70 people years ago, and that she helped dispose of bodies in a well on property he owned near Thurman, Iowa. Susan Studi, Lucy's older sister, later told Newsweek her sister's claim weren't true. My father was not the man she makes him out to be. He was strict, but he was a protective parent who loved his children. Strict fathers just don't turn into serial killers. I'm 2 years older than Lucy. I think I would know if my father murdered. All we have is a woman who came forward that told us a story about bodies in a well. So, be careful or be on the lookout for Iowa and see if they turn up any bodies. The man who drove his SUV through the Waukesha Christmas parade was found guilty of intentional homicide, and he represented himself. I don't know if you guys got a glimpse of that trial. He was very strange, as would be. Let's see what else is going on here that we would want to talk about. Video shows Russian returning body of American killed fighting for Ukraine. Arizona gubernatorial candidate Katie Hobbs' campaign headquarters burglarized. Diver finds human remains in Lake Mead, marking at least the sixth discovery this year. Those lakes, they hold so many bodies. The new Chevy Bolt, B-O-L-T, is selling like hotcakes, which shows how much America is craving a cheap electric car. Let's see what else. Anything else? I said the unnamed woman alleges Herschel Walker pressed her during an abortion in 1993. Target has early Black Friday deals if you guys are interested. They have technology, kitchenware, gifts, and more. Nordstrom, Amazon is doing a holiday beauty haul and other things. See what else is going on that we would want to talk about. Other than that, nothing really. Let's see what's on the Ratchet news. See if I want to talk about any of Ratchet news, because the Ratchet news is somewhat interesting and somewhat not. If it's all about the Kanye, then we won't be doing that one. So Tory Lanez, who allegedly shot Megan Thee Stallion, has been placed on house arrest due to his altercation with the singer August Alsina. Ashanti, who was a part of Murder Inc., says that Irv Gotti lied about writing Happy and More, and he's not mentally in a good place. School shootings are on the rise. Alarms for HBCU student safety is happening. Let's see what else is going on. Serena Williams makes it clear that she is not retired from tennis. I kind of hate this thing because this is a new thing where these stars say, I'm retiring, then they don't retire, blah, blah, blah. Also, Clorox did a recall of 37 million bottles of Pine Sol. So if you have Pine Sol, it contains harmful bacteria. So be careful with that. I don't know. To me, you should be able to turn it in and they give you your money back. Like, they're selling this bad stuff. And then a study finds that hair straightening, which are relaxers for mostly African Americans, have a risk of uterine cancer. So if you are getting those, be very careful with that. It's just so much. So many things that we put in our bodies and our hair. But if you can prevent that, especially when hair and makeup and stuff like that, why not? Why just continue to just try to mess yourself up for beauty standards? All right, so I have a lot of messy stories tonight that I want to get into, so let's just get right into it because I found a lot of interesting things and they're always very funny. So let's get into it.
I can destroy you right now and you know it.
Corey, I'm sitting right here.
I don't need to do that. I don't have to do that.
Corey, I'd love to see you even attempt to do something like that.
Are you kidding me?
Do I look like I'm kidding you right
You're
now?
an easy target, bro.
I'm right here. Let's do this. I'm right here. Hit me with the hardest bull you got.
Now, why would I want to try and hurt you?
Corey, you opening up to the world about me having a knife in my pocket. And the reason I wear this, man, is to cover up some scars I have. Because I used to cut into myself. Because it's a way to feel. I hear. And mentioning that, you just rip the envelope, man. I'll go you one better. You let me get around in my life, man. Raped, so to speak. When I was about 14 and a half, and I'm saying this right now, by the guy you still hang out with, and tell me I'm 14 and a half, take responsibility. You know exactly what I'm talking about. What'd you do, man, when you saw that going down when I was 14 to me? What'd you do? You knew about it. Besides being his best friend. What'd you do? What'd you do? Oh, is what you did, man.
I believe
Lines of cocaine with me. God bless you.
You want to talk about the truth? Okay, well, then let's talk about the truth. I was being molested at the same time by somebody else. What'd you do? What'd you do?
Talk to you about it.
You talked to me about it?
Yeah, sure. You told me while I was sleeping, this happened. I'm like, dude,
right.
You weren't sleeping? Yeah, I was sleeping. Tried to talk to you about it.
Yeah.
Sure.
Were you sleeping?
I was awake, Corey. I was very aware what was going on with me. So I might take this to go.
Okay.
Would be the probably smartest thing to do.
You know what?
Corey,
You want to put all that shit on the
man,
table? You want about all
just
that?
Put you in the ground, kid.
Okay.
Really, it's not good. Me around you is detrimental for my health, man. You're really, 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 really up in your head, kid. And I really don't want to be your friend anymore. I can't. It's not that I don't want to be. I can't.
Well, that's where it's at.
I can't.
So if anybody grew up in the 80s, the two Coreys were the Hollywood It Boys. And they literally, they were literally in every movie from the 80s. And, they're plagued by just the allegations of rape, all that. So this was from the documentary that was supposed to come out on Netflix, but I guess they pulled it. So it was a documentary following Corey Feldman as he showcased the allegations that he and Corey Haim, who died in 2010, were sexually abused as children by several men. Netflix pulled it for whatever reason. It was called My Truth, and I don't know why it got pulled. I mean, I know it's a very taboo thing to discuss, but there's allegations that a lot of children are abused in the industry. They did 9 films together following a long battle with drug addiction, and then Haim died of pneumonia in 2010. The film begins with a recording of a 911 call in which Corey Haim's mother states that she had found him unresponsive. The documentary explores the friendship between Haim and Feldman and asserts that both were sexually abused as children in the industry. Feldman names Charlie Sheen, registered sex offender Marty Weiss, convicted child molester John Grissom, and Alfie Hoffman as abusers that sexually assaulted him and Haim. Feldman asserts that Sheen raped Haim during filming of the 1986 film Lucas. Haim was 13 years of age during the filming of Lucas, while Sheen was 19. Feldman claims that a Wolfpack group is after him and working to try and discredit him. Feldman states that he suspects Judy Haim, Corey Haim's mother, of fronting the group. Child singer Ricky Garcia also discusses the sexual abuse he experienced at the hands of his manager. Woof. I loved Lucas too, man. Like, not to be off topic, but that was like one of my favorite movies, man. I mean, this is very unfortunate, and I think like if this was like still so in this day and age, like these people would have been arrested. You know, this is all allegedly, obviously, but yeah, if you know these guys, you know they were plagued with so many things, drugs, you know, Hollywood, the children of Hollywood it's just wild, man. I might have to do a whole podcast on that because it's just wild. I mean, even from the girl from Different Strokes and just all the things, just, yeah. Let's get to the next one.
A guy said that when they go to the toilet to poo, because their G-spot is stimulated while they're pooing, they masturbate on the toilet at the same time.
And then they got a lot of confirmation
that
from
other
men that they also are part of this club.
A guy said that?
Yeah, because the guy's G-spot is in their asshole. So while he's pooing, obviously it's already there. It's stimulating the G-spot, so he might as well be masturbating at the same time. So he shits and masturbates at the same time. And many a man confirmed, yeah, I do that too.
Loads of people agreed.
That is... Do you know one thing I told myself a couple weeks ago? I was like, I hang around with a lot of people, but I actually don't know what man them get up to when we say safe. What? Wait, what are you lot saying to me?
Yeah, they're saying that men, when they poo, I love these accents, it hits their G-spot and a lot of them masturbate. Are you men doing that out there? I asked my husband, he said no. I think it would be pretty unsanitary, but people are into weird stuff. If you listen to any of my other podcasts, you will know the dirty confessions, like, yeah. So yeah, who knew? Like the guy said, I always say I don't know my friends, but yeah, studies show, men say. Let's get to the next one.
So the letters between Trump and Kim Jong-un have been released and made public. And
I thought she was being a little dramatic. And then I looked up the transcript. She wasn't being dramatic at all. I will now read you the transcript. It's been 200 days since a historic summit in Singapore this past June, and the year is now almost coming to an end. Even now, I cannot forget the moment in history when I firmly held your Excellence's hand at the beautiful and sacred location as the world watched with great interest and hope to relive that honor one day. There's more. There's like a ton of them, and they're all like that.
Trump, he's so expressive and emphatic. Next.
Here I am being an honest man, right? You want to see what it gets you?
Let me see.
This is what it is. She just emptied the bank account! Oof. And I just paid American Express.
No.
I'm fucked!
I'm gonna say, if you're an unattractive dude or you think of yourself as unattractive, leave everybody alone. Leave everybody alone. I think of myself as an unattractive individual, and a year ago, all I wanted was a friend. Literally, all I wanted was a friend, somebody to talk to and play video games with. Phone games, because I've never had that. So I got somebody that I was able to play phone games with. We was communicating almost every single day, and I would send them my music because that's something I enjoy doing. I enjoy making music. I had already isolated myself into my room because I was constantly being used by everybody around me because I had little self-worth. I had little self-value, and I did not see myself as worthy at all. I didn't care about myself. I didn't care anything about myself. I was extremely insecure, and I was not a fully developed person. I believe that you could see good inside of everybody no matter what, and I also believe that you should help out everybody as much as you possibly can. That right there is ignorant. So I had a friend that I would play video games with, and we would play almost every single day, except for one day, they were not able to play. And I was like, what's going on? Like, what's happening? What's wrong? Because this is my friend. This is somebody that I valued. This is somebody that I cared about. This was literally the only person in my life that would give me any type of attention. So I was like, what's going on? Obviously, something is wrong here. Let's try to fix it. Because I was heavily isolated and I had nobody there for me, I wanted to be there for this person because I know how it is to be alone. I said, do you want to vent? They immediately start venting. Hey, I went through a year and a half. I got R-worded, then got robbed at gunpoint. Then my dad died. Then my daughter got assaulted. Got super depressed and messed up a lot of things because I wasn't working. The short version, today, I was trying to drive Lyft, but I kept on having panic attacks with passengers in the car. Now, this is my friend, somebody that I cared about, somebody that was giving me attention and also playing games with me because I had nobody to play games with because I was so lonely, because I never went out, because I was so insecure, because I was so depressed. So, what do you think I did in that situation? This was my only friend. This was the only person that showed me any type of human decency, that treated me like a human being. I sent them $2,000. Why? Because I wanted them to play the game with me. Because I wanted them to be my friend and be free for the day. I wanted them to be okay for the day because I know how it is not to be okay. I know how it is to be depressed. I know how it is to be sad. They said they wanted to send it back. I said, okay, send it back. And then they changed the subject because you was not going to send it back. You was not going to send it back. They immediately was like, can we be together? And I was like, huh? Because that was so off the wall and I already knew I was unattractive. They would ever love me and people would only use me. So it was kind of like a, hey, okay, yeah, leave me alone. But after me going back to playing video games, they kept persisting. Do you ever think about us dating? Do you ever think about us being together? Do you ever think about, I dismiss all that. And I say, is it less stressful to drive? They say it is. I say I'm waiting on what? For you to go in the game because you're my friend. I'm running out of time. If you want part 2, follow me or check out my live stream.
So basically what he's saying is unattractive people just stay to themselves. I don't agree with that at all, but you do attractive. You need to be leery about who you so-called call your friend because it is a lot of users out there. It's a lot of vultures just waiting to prey on you because you have low self-esteem. So, do I think that you should never make friends? Absolutely not. But you do have to be careful who you so-called call your friends. Because, yeah, that's a dangerous game. So, yeah. Sorry he got took for money because that's pretty messed up. All right, let's go to our next one.
And finally, Warren Buffett, a man who decades of PR have described as so saintedly frugal that websites post listicles about how you can live as cheaply as him, with tips like eat a cheap breakfast. Yeah, I'm pretty sure if I ate Egg McMuffins all day, it wouldn't make me a billionaire. I'd just have a heart attack. I mean, this article literally says that Warren Buffett clips coupons. No, he fucking doesn't. Are you trying to tell me that Warren fucking Buffett gets up on a Tuesday, goes and gets the newspaper off his porch, takes out the advertising section and a pair of scissors and says, oh, look, Skippy is on sale? Fuck you. How gullible do you think we are? You know how Warren really saves money? By not paying his taxes. When ProPublica got a leak of billionaire tax returns, Buffett was found to pay the least of any of his fellow plutocrats. Dude made $24 billion between 2014 and 2018 and paid a true tax rate of 0.1%. Even greedy little piggies like Bezos and Musk can't touch that. Instead of paying the public the money he owes us, Buffett has famously pledged to give away his money to charity. Which charity, you might ask? Oh, just the one his buddy Bill runs with the ex-wife he cheated on. Wow. Billionaires donating to billionaires brings a tear to your eye, doesn't it?
So that's the Adams Run Everything guy, and I love to hear him cuss. And yes, when people watch these documentaries about how frugal millionaire and billionaires are, it's like, let's be clear, they don't pay taxes. Of course, they're still making buku money. So, yeah, don't believe the hype, guys. Let's go to the next one.
So, I'm seeing everybody on this app using my Instagram post to talk about what happened with Doja, so I might as well just come on here and talk about it myself, right? Doja recently had an Eyes Wide Shut themed birthday party for her 27th birthday. Just keep that in mind. And this is how she showed up. And she was naked under. She had underwear, but she was naked under. If you watched Eyes Wide Shut, then you know that the movie is about rituals. So, you know, I'm not trying to get banned. I already have an account warning. And like I said, the movie is about rituals, but it doesn't mention anything about the Illuminati or Freemasons. So I'm confused as to why she would have a 27 Club cake with the all-seeing eye and the Freemason compass. So she's clearly trying to tell us something, right? Liquid Death was also a sponsor at her party. If you're confused about why Liquid Death is important, comment below and I'll make another video on it. Something about this whole movie really felt like the Met Gala to me too. And just a lot of these secret industry events. And as we all know, Doja shaved her head recently. A lot of people are saying it's because she wants to be free and she doesn't want to do her hair. It's an embarrassment ritual, please. And she also did a Black Eye Club ritual. If you don't know what the Black Eye Club is, you can go Google it. I can't really censor myself that much on here. So everything that I would want to say about it, it won't really make sense because I'd have to censor it to keep them in line. They're also panda eyes, which comes from abuse, and it will usually bruise the victim's eyes. So she also asked everybody to share her nudes from her party, and that's another humiliation ritual. A lot of people love to think that it's liberating and it's freedom. It's not. She's not free. Britney's not free. Y'all have a real warped idea of what freedom is. And I mentioned the 27 and Freemason symbolism on her cake because although she was turning 27 years old, I believe that Doja's soul has been trapped and she is now part of the 27 Club. She's no longer here. Like, just like I feel like Little Uzi is no longer here. That is just a vessel that we are seeing. Uzi said that when he turned 27, he was going to sell his soul to Marilyn Manson, which I believe he wholeheartedly did. That is like his Lord and Savior. And the year that he actually turned 27, it came out that his birth certificate was wrong and he was actually 28 or whatever the case was. These people are bots. Selling your soul is real.
Yeah, my husband hates conspiracy theories, but honestly, like, if you don't think nothing weird goes on in Hollywood, like, I don't know. It's strange. Doja Cat started off as a very simple little cowgirl and has morphed into, I don't even know. But, yeah, I don't know. She's so talented, but Hollywood is so weird. Like, I would never want to be a part of that society, but there are still people that would just for the sake of Hollywood. Let's go to the next one. Well, actually, that was the last one. So, yeah, what do you guys think? Like, is Hollywood doing some kind of weird rituals? And I mean, if you look at like the so-called 27 Club, which what she was talking about, and she did have a cake that had like the all-seeing eye and all that weird stuff on there. And I guess musicians are a part of this club. So these musicians all died at 27. Brian Jones, Jimi Hendrix, Janis Joplin, and Jim Morrison, as well as the Kurt Cobain. Like, the list is long of all the stars that died at 27. Yeah, the list is so long, and the Rolling Stone actually did an article on it of that, and Amy Winehouse was one that I was going to say. It attracted even more attention to the significance of the age. While the club has been largely connected to musicians, it has been explained since that as many young actors and artists have lost their lives due to everything from addiction to suicide to freak accidents. Here are some of the unfortunate timely losses connected to the club. Robert Johnson, he was a blues singer. He sung the devil in the blue dress. Creepy. Brian Jones, he died in England. He was a rock and roll his thing was like his death has actually never been solved, and he supposedly dived into a swimming pool and then he died. Alan Wilson, he did Woodstock in 1969, and he was suffering from depression, and so he died, and just like so forth and so on with these stars. Janis Joplin, you know, she sung A Woman Left Lonely. They said her boyfriend was taking her for granted, and she got heroin kit and injected it into her vein and committed suicide. I mean, the list is long and it's just weird, and hopefully Doja like snaps out of this weird stuff, because I'm Hollywood scares me, period, but there's some interesting people. All right, guys, that is all I have for you tonight. F is for Family is signing off. Stay woke and stay safe if you're turning 27 this year. Toodles.